Hello and welcome back to the Reloading Podcast. My name is Beard. I'm here again with the United Dirk.
Hi.
And today we are talking about ranking, and much more specifically, the ranking showdown that has been going on over the last 4 or 5 weeks, I think.
Yeah, seems about right.
Something like that. And for that, we also today have our first guest. Why do you not introduce yourself?
Well, I'm going to correct you, and it's actually 4 weeks. Excuse me. So, hi, it's Ceia. I'm a content creator for Girls Frontline. I'm also a streamer now, also kind of a VTuber now. But yeah, you guys know me from doing guides. I help out with Girls Frontline Corner with the guides as well. And yeah,
The ruiner of rankings.
yeah, pretty much. I don't want to say that, but if you say that, okay.
But Ceia.
I don't have a skill level 10 Taunt Fairy.
I don't have a skill level taunt elimination fairy, so yeah, I can no complain.
I actually did rush all of my quick trains just to get my Illu Fairy to 10.
At least you have a new fairy, so.
I have pretty much all
true,
fairies except for defense. Like, as much as I fucking hate fairies, if you've seen, I think, the first episode, you'll know. I fucking hate fairies,
agenda.
or armor fairy, sorry. I've got pretty much all of them except for the ranking ones.
Yeah, that's alright, as long as you have
I started raising them because fine, I guess.
As long as
my progression is starting to get hindered by not having 3 or 5 star fairies.
Yeah, most of the game can be completed with just 3-star fairies, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that.
I think you only need 4-star fairies or higher for ranking purposes. I think everything else is just doable with.
And even then,
3-star.
it's only high level ranking, right?
Yeah.
Now, I just want to say, whenever we try to say something about ranking, we'll most likely be, or just high level play in general, will likely be talking out of our ass because we don't know jack shit.
Oh, I know this.
So that's why you're here, basically.
You're expecting that no shit?
Huh?
You're expecting that no shit? I don't.
You're fucked. But okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, yeah, thanks for having me here. We'll see how this podcast goes, Hopefully we'll have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first and foremost, let's just talk about our general experience with... First of all, I want to bring up ranking as a whole because I did... the first time, I think, ranking was on Arctic Warfare, the first one. I'm pretty sure Cube didn't have any.
Yeah, you're right. It's Arctic Warfare.
Arctic Warfare's ranking was the first one. And that was already super confusing for me because I didn't know jack shit what ranking even was. Even though I read everything on it and it was yeah, this is this and this and that, and this is how it works, and here's all the points and shit. But it was so confusing and frustrating because at that point, I was when Arctic Warfare was around, I was just barely at the point where I could brute force the ever-loving fuck out of the event itself. I think... Let me check how many attempts the last map took from me.
Yes, Arctic Warfare.
It was 14, which isn't that much, looking back. But, I had level 70 echelons or something like that, because I don't farm.
Yeah, thing was with Arctic Warfare campaign, right? Is that Chapter 3, the entirety of Chapter 3, they expect you to have at least one level 90 echelon.
Yeah, that's roughly what I expected. And we didn't have the NPE rewards back then, the new player experience CRs and everything. Which, I mean, we did get after, when they were introduced, but back then we didn't have them, so there's no way, someone who doesn't actively farm or whatever would have a level 90 echelon at that point, even if they played daily like me.
Yeah, just for the newer commanders that are listening, back then when Arctic Warfare was out, there's no such thing as the Expedition Room. The Expedition Room did not exist.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That too. Expedition has been such a huge help for me. Because again, I don't farm. So
I mean, Yeah, at this point, Expedition is like, what the fuck am I even doing? for the combat
Expedition
reports?
is my primary way of progress at this point.
Well,
Like in
same.
terms of
Yeah,
meta progress.
I legit have no idea what to do with all these combat reports. I'm not a dupe player,
Become a
so
lad.
I guess.
Well, you guys with your tens of thousands of combat reports, and I'm here with like a few hundred.
Oh no, I don't have
Yeah,
any.
probably.
I put all of mine into my dolls
Wait,
every
actually,
month.
I still have the special combat reports from the last event. I don't know how they're called, but similar to the beer we got in.
Oh yeah, I don't
Valhalla,
use
for example.
those.
I still
I
have
don't-
mine lying around from the last event or so.
I don't use those. I keep them as memorabilia.
Same.
They're pretty good.
I still have 17 Mulan tea laying around.
Goddamn.
You shouldn't be using the limited edition items because you don't get them back.
Yeah, you can't get them back.
Just use all
So at
except one.
Yeah, that's the most I would ever, like, if I'm in a gigantic pinch and I need it right now. That's like the
mean,
most
guess,
I would
yeah,
ever
it's
do.
True. It's not like.
But
you
even then,
need-
it's like, what? Especially for the CRs, the special CRs, it's like, what? Not a lot of runs to get that much EXP. Even though it's like
Yeah.
30k each. Or something like that.
think-
20k
Yeah,
each.
yeah. Still a
It's
lot.
not that much to run that, right?
Yeah, it's
It's like, if anything, it's gonna be affection. And you can't tell me that you don't have more than enough cake.
Well,
Because even I, with like usually around 200 cake, I am more than set.
I think I have like 50-ish cakes or so. I've lost a lot because I've fed everything into P90 and haven't offered yet.
Of
Again.
course you have.
Not yet. I'll get around to it soon. And so I'll have 2 of P90s.
But yeah, after Arctic Warfare, which was like super confusing for me, I just mostly dropped ranking as a whole. I think I tried for deep dive, but I don't even remember the map if I try to like think back to it.
Well, Deep Dive was the
And-
one that was it's a squarish map. Each corner had a helipad.
Oh, yeah.
There's a supply line that randomly jumps at whatever
Yeah.
turn. Then you have to keep the supply line. Then there are, if I'm not wrong, it was most. If I'm not wrong, it's just SF. Yeah, it's just SF. So the further
Yeah, it's
in
just
the
like
run there you went, the stronger the enemy are.
Yeah, I think Deep Dive was the first time I looked into ranking and noped out of that immediately. So my first actual ranking was Singularity, and
Singularity, I didn't even try.
well, Singularity was a lot of fun.
Singularity, Continuum, Turbulence, and Isomer, I didn't even try.
Well, for
I've,
I don't even
for
remember that there was an Isomer. I don't even remember that there was an Isomer ranking, but yeah, there was. Of course, there was.
Isomer was a weird thing for me because I think Continuum I wanted to go ranking. Isomer was like, I guess I can try ranking, and then I spent more time in Isomer ranking than in most other ranking maps.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I saw like the guides for Isomer ranking, and it looked kind of fun, but at the same time, it looked like so much goddamn effort.
well, Isomer, it was the most fun
God, I did
I ever
not
had.
want to put that in. I did not feel like it at the time.
Yeah, but Isomer, I think as a whole, as a ranking map, I had the most fun in it because it's very linear once you more or less plotted the entire strategy out, right? Because I did that
Yeah.
for one of my ranking guys. I plotted the entire strategy out from turn 1 to turn 9, what you need to do for each turn, what kind of objectives you need to take. It's literally a checklist. You didn't tick the
Yeah.
entire checklist in order to finish the turn. If you have everything ticked, you are more or less guaranteed about a million or so in EX.
I mean, that was. Wait. No, wait. Shit.
A
I
million
was gonna
isn't
say, like,
a million isn't that high in Isomer. The
Yeah.
upper limit is 1.4. So
I mean, it's kind of similar now with SC, right?
uh,
Like, it's basically very rigidly routed, with a bit of variation depending on spawns, right?
yes and no, really, because
Or most like movement RNG and shit.
it's not because of movement RNG, really. It's because of Yeah, sorry, it's movement RNG because if we want to talk about more the strategy and what we're doing in the top 100 nowadays, nowadays, right, we are giving away header pass to enemies so that more
So you can
enemies
get more
spawn.
spawns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if the enemy walks the wrong way on turn 2 or turn 3, that's an instant reset right there.
Yeah. Jesus. I couldn't even imagine that with how many like resources you put into that, because usually I'm like around 50k each.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Like on
right?
average.
The thing is, with turn 1, turn 2, you have to use fairy points for illumination, parachute, and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, you're basically resetting until you get the RNG seed you need to progress into turn 4, turn 5 onwards. It's a little bit silly, to be honest. That's why I preferred Isomer instead of SC. Even though I've mentioned that SC is the best ranking map in terms of design to date. However, I kind of want to take it back right now because of how the top 10, top 100, the top 10 have to struggle with this map. Because back then in
Really?
SC, back then when I was playing SC was my first major event in the foreign server. So I was praising
Okay.
SC because it was an ingenious design. If I'm talking about normal mode, but if you're talking about EX mode, oh, it's a whole different ballgame. Especially
How much?
especially with that Gustav bug fix over for EN.
How much? I was wondering, by the way, how much chunkier are the enemies in EX?
What do you mean by
Because
chunky?
my run wasn't normal. Like, just in general, how much like damage or HP in general? Like, how much chunkier are they?
I would say at least 50% more.
No, that's doable for me, but I didn't attempt.
It's probably doable for me, but like seeing how much I've already gotten my ass handed to me by KCCO in
The one
normal.
thing that fucks me over the most in ranking, which is why I haven't been trying it as much, are those fucking dogs. They're
Yeah,
absolute
the
hell.
dogs are
I guess
like
the
I underestimated the
dog and
dogs
archer. That's like the one thing. Or I think I forgot the name, but
like the first time I tried them out in target practice in KR. Oh, they are so much worse here. Like
yeah,
holy shit.
I think like that's like the main issue for me, which like
Yeah,
blocks a lot of
it's
my
why I
stuff
just
there.
gave up on taking out the Gustav. Which is why I am pretty certain that if I really tried and knew what I was doing, I could probably push for 700k or something like that. Because then I could take like the KCCO space, I could take out the Gustav, and then
Yeah,
focus on Paradeus. But I couldn't do that in my run. I had to basically abandon the KCCO sector like halfway through.
yeah. My main issue is basically just that the resources are way too low. I think at the moment I have like something around 18,000 parts.
I actually should have enough resources for like another good run right now, because my run was
Yeah.
so scuffed, and I have gotten my AGS over 300 Pierce, which is something I got from your guide, by the way, to like just get her over 300 for the installations, which I didn't have on my first run, so it took 2 shots each, which just completely demolished my rations.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about normal. I was thinking, wait, EX installations has more HP than 300. Oh, it's
Oh
normal.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
I know it that much. I tried it in there and was like, oh good lord, this is taking so many shots.
Yeah, you can imagine the ammunition ration cost of each reset we
Yeah,
have to do in EX is a little bit
yeah. That
ridiculous.
like that's the thing. That's what I was meant. Like that's what I was talking about. Like Jesus,
And we have to
that's
do
gonna
it
be a
in
Yeah.
nightmare on
AGS.
your resources. But yeah, overall, I've had a surprising lot fun with my run, despite like how scuffed it was. For a run that like went the full 9 turns. I want to say.
Yep. Like
And
overall,
I like I was like just short. I'm just short of 600k, so I do think I could push 700k. But yeah, that's for when I try, like tomorrow or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I can talk a little bit about strategy for somebody that
Sure.
has a skill level 10 parachute and illumination.
I don't know if I have a 10 parachute. I think I did
You should
go
have
mine
it.
up
Wait,
for that.
Okay.
You should have it. If you don't have it, I have nothing to say to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say I just sent him one.
Fairies ruin everything.
yeah, the skill level
Say I sent
10
him your parachute.
parachute is paramount to the
Yeah, I do have her on 10, okay.
to the strategy that I want to tell you. So, here's the thing, right? Gustav bug fix. I want to elaborate on it a little bit more. Because Gustav, right, back in the foreign servers when we just got it, there was a bug whereby you can reset the fight and the Gustav does not shoot anymore.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So having that, we can pretty much sneak into KCCO and take out the Gustav, no problem.
Yeah, you can just drop right on their helipad and just check it out, right?
Yeah, that's what we're doing on EN right now. We have an illumination at their doorstep. Then we'll drop
and then
a parachute.
drop the para on the helipad in the center, right?
Yeah, I think it's K11. That's the helipad we always drop on. We just drop a parachute.
Oh, down there. Okay.
Yeah, we drop a parachute at K11. We walk 1 AP up. There is nobody guarding that specific spot. So usually we parachute in a machine gun, handgun team because shotguns get their armor debuffed due to the parachute debuff. So there's no point having your shotgun there because they'll get shredded immediately. So might as well give your machine guns more buffs with handguns, you see?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we'll do that and we'll sneak in and we'll take out the good stuff turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, depending on the strategy we employ. Yeah, that's the general strategy for Gustav. Once you take out the Gustav, KCCO is easy peasy lemon squeezy, no problem.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna cause the most problems, especially with the archer squads, is to have the Gustav fire support on there, pretty much limiting you to 3 dolls.
Dogs plus Gustav is the worst thing that exists. I think that's just absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it's a horror show if you have a Gustav supporting it. And the range is like 4 range, it stretches all the way up to your HQ. It's like, what?
Yeah,
the
update,
range is insane.
Gustav is just going to attack your HQ in one shot too.
Yeah.
Oh man, the range is so fucking insane. But
something I've noticed throughout the event though is the Gustav cutscene is the cut-in, the HOC cut-in for the Gustav is kind of broken. They messed up the name.
What else is new?
Yeah, it's EN. What?
Not EN. It's just Mika in general.
Fair. Actually, since I've been patching Bakehouse, the way they've separated all the lines in the script, every single line is a new entry in the history.
Oh god.
The history on the how VNs usually have a history list. And the way that this engine handles it is that basically each hit you switch between pages. You're reading through an actual book. And you switch between pages. And every single line is a page break.
Oh my god.
So every single line has its own page, so you're using the entire screen real estate for a single page.
Why?
Or a single line.
Why?
So that's one of the things I've been doing for the patch is change a few of the I looked at Fate because it uses the same engine. And I was like, oh, this is the thing for line breaks, and I put line breaks where they fit. So you don't just have one line for each, one page for each line, because I also a lot of the English is a lot longer than the Chinese, so I need line breaks because the novel just uses one line to display the text at the bottom, which makes sense because it's almost CG only. It doesn't use the background and sprite composition. It uses just CGs to show the scene, which I think is super cool, by the way. But it comes with the caveat that like they only use one line to display all the text. So you have to like also put in line breaks in the tags in like each line of text for it to properly display and not cut off in like the middle of a word or a sentence where I don't want it to, which just makes no sense. So I put in line breaks where needed and like took out page breaks and replaced them where like you would usually have like a paragraph or whatever, like a sensical stop for the page breaks. It's confusing. There's also so many like duplicate assets where they don't need to be. I think that. Huh?
Sorry, I think confusing is the least. I think not called least. Is understatement. It's an understatement. Sorry, my brain is a little bit shut down right now.
That's all good. You were streaming for like 3 hours.
More than 3. Yeah, more than 3 because I had the esports just now for an hour, and then plus the stream. Yeah, it's a little bit tiring.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I've streamed on my old channel when Symphogear XDU was still alive for the global server. I streamed for like 8 hours at a time sometimes.
God.
Like switching back between XDU and another game I was playing called Wild Arms. And it was draining, but it was so much goddamn fun. I really wish I could have kept that channel going, but the game died. I didn't diversify, so that was that.
Very unfortunate.
Like it died in 3 months as well, which stung. Which stung so much for the entire community because it was like the first time that Symphogear was getting like a big thing for the West, because it's like super niche in the Western anime community. So actually getting something official directly from Japan was super cool, especially after having lingered for like 2 or 3 years in the West. And then it died in like 3 months. That stung super hard. Especially because for me it was like my first like taste of success on YouTube, so to say. So yeah. Good times though. Earlier this year. And now I'm here as a result.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a downgrade. I wouldn't say it's a downgrade per se. At least you're doing something you enjoy, right?
Right, yeah.
At least you're pretending to enjoy it. That's what he means.
Pain.
Suffering is good.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like I kind of like I started off with just like trying to RP and everything with Beard, which I still wish I could do, but like pretty much everyone has moved on, so it's like.
Yeah, I mean,
there's little motivation left. Yeah, I know you still do it with P90 and everything, but...
Yeah, I mean, the main issue is just that I have the group chat where I want to do everything.
Yeah.
The group chat is fucking dead, so I see no reason, because I don't want to fill up my timeline. Yeah. And I have the secondary account now, but even that one is just with mostly P90, so...
Yeah.
No reason to...
Yeah, again, I would love to do it. I would love to keep writing Beard's like background story as well. But if there's no RP happening, I don't see much of a point.
Yeah, I mean, I have still the story stuff going on, and I'm chapter 35 now, and currently working on it.
Jesus.
It's gonna be... Yeah, I think it's like 30 pages long. It's gonna be 60 or so at the end.
This guy writes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of started with RP, then after a while started GFL History Fact, and that went way too well.
Oh
yeah.
That channel.
Yeah.
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 I've been looking.
The bearded sob mod.
I've been looking.
I've been looking. Yeah. That sounds painfully ominous.
Yeah, I mean...
He's observing you.
I mean, I've stalked everyone. Just nobody knows.
Yeah, that was another thing. Like I was wondering, like, how the hell did everyone like just suddenly know about reloading? Like we just started, and within like 3 hours, you guys were on our asses.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea how known I am in the GFL community. I know that I have some people to know me because I constantly shill Nitos. But,
You mean, I guess I had eyes on me because of GFL History Fact, and like the Game Press account
Yeah.
retweeted me a bunch of times before I got like very spicy on the history of Sunborn.
Well, I did get to see your first post via the Game Press. I think it was one of the posts. So I was like, oh, this guy does this. Okay.
Like on History Fact?
Yeah, it was. I think it was Game
Yeah.
Press's retweet.
Yeah, Game Press retweeted, and that's like what gave me like my first like big kick, and it's what like really drove me to like go all out on GFL History Fact, which was super fun to write, by the way. I wish I could get back into it, but I kind of covered it all, like going from all the way from the inception with Bakehouse and everything, talking about Guns and Girls in the very first one, or like Bakery Girl and the whole story with Array, and later Yostar. It was fucking fun, man.
Yes, the Mika drama.
oh, that reminds me.
The Mika, the Sunborn Saga, as I entitled it, because I like
Actually, I haven't checked
alliterations.
yet.
That's a
But have you figured out what the fuck Dark Winter is?
I have not figured out what the fuck Dark Winter is. Say
Okay.
you maybe know what Dark Winter Software is.
it's a shell company of
Of course it is,
Sunborn.
okay. Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Yeah.
But like, why?
It's in Hong Kong.
Is it in Hong Kong? Because I see mixed bases on it. I found it registered in Shanghai as well.
Yeah, but it's based in Hong Kong. So
Okay.
Hong Kong was it's a little bit political, but I'm going to touch on it. So Hong Kong was autonomous state. You see,
Yeah.
They had
we
reached
know the deal.
they had reached to the Western world, but now with everything that happened there,
Yeah, things are getting spicy.
yeah, let's not touch too much about political
Yeah,
stuff.
let's not.
Yeah.
We already kind of went a tad far in last week's episode about talking about the Sunborn Array situation.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm not wrong, it's in Hong Kong though. It's either Hong Kong or Taiwan. Either one.
Makes you think.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't have this information firsthand. I just hear things.
Yeah, I mean it's what I figured mostly about Dark Winter, because like again I have mixed reports about it being based in Hong Kong or Shanghai. Yuzhong is the registered owner, so it's like,
Yeah.
they're a fully owned subsidiary of Sunborn, so
To be frank,
and they have nothing. Huh?
sorry. To be frank, I think Yizhou wants to get out of China. That's my opinion from what his recent purchases and movements.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what he is doing. It's want to give the impression he gives me.
I don't quite know what you're talking about. I'm not quite picking up what you're putting down. I think I'm missing some intel here.
So here's the thing, right? With Dark Winter being in either Taiwan or Hong Kong, from what I pick up from that move, putting EN under the Dark Winter umbrella, I think he wants to move EN out of China, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought.
I don't
Because it happened without a single announcement. There hasn't been a single word about that.
Yeah. There was nothing about it. There was no movement in their social media accounts, so I would assume that that's what Yizhong wants to do with Ian.
Like that's another thing. It's all like still like, oh yeah, it's Sunborn everywhere. So it's like it's only on the like app stores where it's Dark Winter Software. Which is odd, seeing how like again you have also it's not even on the website, where you would usually expect it to be, like in the terms of certain services and everything. But I think in Taiwan it is on the Taiwanese website. I think it also mentions Dark Winter Software. I think
does it? Let me do a quick check.
I know. I think I remember one of the other servers' websites also like mentioning Dark Winter Software.
I think it was
on one of the old servers.
I think it was Korea, to be honest. Give me 1 second. Let me check Korea.
Korea?
Might be Korean.
They're done by XD though, no?
Yeah, XDG, yeah.
Just like reverse collapse, which is gonna be interesting.
They're under they're under XDG.
And I'm looking forward to reverse collapse.
Uh,
Sorry, what?
I can't find it. Never mind.
Yeah, that's fine. Just a bit of a tangent here. But yeah, it's... Man, the history of Mikatame has been so interesting, especially with the bounty recently. Like, I didn't expect things to go so out of hand, but like within 2 hours, I had Girl of the Bakehouse on my hands.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wait, that was quick.
That was insane! Like, Jesus. There was like this one, I'm super illiterate when it comes to like the Chinese internet, which was like also a big point like about where it was like, oh yeah, there might be some inaccuracies in GFL history fact, but like a friend of mine was like, oh yeah, here I was looking around and I found this like the like whatever it was on Baidu, and there was a post in there that had like a codes for a Weiyun shared storage. And from there, I had to make a QQ account, get that set up to log into Weiyun to get to this file and download it at super slow speeds, which didn't work because like it always reset halfway through. So I had to get QQ for desktop, put it into my personal folder, message it from my phone's QQ app to my PC, where I could then download it at full speed, which was super weird. But it worked, and in like 2 or 3 hours, I had the game on my hands, and I've been patching it and everything. And by the way, by the time you're watching this or hearing this, the game is out. You can find it on my Twitter profile. There will be a link at just at suppobeard. We will be talking about it again. We will be revisiting it next week. Or next episode in 2 weeks, and we'll be like doing a full, complete, spoiler-free discussion of it then. So feel free to read it. It's on English. There are a few instructions you'll have to follow to play it because it requires a Chinese locale to run for some reason. But yeah, you can read it yourself, and then you'll have the full context for the next episode. Anyways. Gigantic tangent there. Let's get back to ranking. Or much more specifically, the ranking showdown that's been going on for the last 4 weeks. GFL esports, which is a wild thing to say.
Yeah, it happened. It finally happened. I was joking back in Singularity that we should have a GFL esports where these players from different servers should compete with each other. I was joking about that, I think, privately with some of my buds, and they're like, "You're insane! It's not gonna happen."
Well, I mean, now we're here.
Well, it happened.
Well, fast forward 1 year, it happens. Like, wait, it's actually happening. Okay.
It's just
like, wait, you were actually serious?
Just imagine it as a highly elaborate shitpost from Hogwarts.
Yeah, it started as an elaborate shit post from him. Then it's like, then I started getting the messages from him. It's actually real. So I'm like, huh? You're actually doing it?
Let me ask, how long has Hoker actually been in charge of everything?
Recent. He just had a switch recently.
Pretty recent.
Yeah, but he's been around since forever, really.
But yeah, like when has he like taken over the like community management and shit?
When Vector stepped down. I'm not sure.
Well, when was that? I don't remember when Vector stepped down.
I don't remember either, so don't ask me.
Great. Because I'll be honest, I do enjoy the shit posting, but it's getting a little too much for my taste.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, and the community fucking loves it. But like, that's the thing. I love that Sunborn are like very community oriented in how they manage their game. At least for EN. I don't know how it's on other servers. But like if you compare them to other developers, whichever those might be, like actually like literally any other developer, they are like super engaged with their community. They're super community focused in how they manage things. Like, you will never see another developer plug community guides in the actual game
How about
and make
community
them
events?
accessible within, right?
Yeah, how about community events? They have been plugging.
The what?
The community events, they have been plugging in for a while now.
That's true, yeah.
Sorry, the WoW
Speedruns.
events? Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Like, guides, I think the first time was, like, for CT.
Was it Isomorph or
The
CT?
first time they plugged, it was either CT or Singularity.
Was it
No,
was it Isomorph?
I know it was
Isomorph's
Isomer, but I
also-
think it was before as well.
I don't remember.
No,
But
but
case in point,
either way.
they plug community guides right in the client and make it accessible within it. That's a pretty big move. And that's like that's the kind of community interaction where it's like, okay, yeah, I love this. I really like this. But with the official Twitter, like, I don't know how it's on like Facebook, but the official Twitter account, it's gotten kind of out of hand.
Facebook on my end has been just positive at this point.
Because
Like,
again, I get it. Hoker is probably like a rampant shit poster. I haven't interacted with him yet, but you know, I can tell. But maybe not do it on the official account. Like,
I think
there's
it's okay.
so much where I can say, yeah, okay, there's some nice like stuff by the side, but at this point, Hoker has posted more shitty memes than useful Q&A answers, I feel like.
well, a lot of time.
And this is
people
nothing
question about
against
the
him.
Q&A.
Again, like, the community loves it. I just don't. Like, just a personal thing.
Poco's a fairy now.
I think my personal favorite shitpost that he did was I think somebody was posting something like, oh, you should do this and this, release the season, do more marketing shit, do more advertisements, do,
Oh, yeah, we
do
know how that one went.
do shipping for the global merch store, and it's like, oh.
Yeah. I do actually remember that. Was like that's the kind of post I was like, okay, yeah, that's good shit.
Yeah,
Where they were like, oh yeah, we should hire someone like you who can do this shit.
yeah, we should hire someone like you to do marketing.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of thing where I can be like, okay, yeah, you got him. But like everything else, especially with the ranking showdown, where I can totally understand the excitement, but I feel like the kind of shit that he's been posting, especially in regards to the showdown, that's been treading like the line of what you like. I think is acceptable for like an official account like that.
Yeah, about those.
Was that not Hoker?
It
Oh,
is
no,
fine.
Ceia,
It is
do
from
you have something to say?
It is from him. But the thing is,
Okay.
the memes are made by the organizers, not organizers, the community that helps out with the tournament
Yeah.
itself. But the thing, then I think he just retweeted them because he thinks it's funny. But
Yeah, it's some retweeting, but there's also some spicy QRTs in there.
yeah, about that. This week, right? We didn't have one of them because we just told them stop. Enough is enough.
Yeah.
Let's not
Like-
anger people from shitposting. I mean, it's shitposting from our end, but over on the Chinese end, they don't see it as a shitpost. They see it as something
Yeah.
else. You know?
Yeah, that's something I
No,
can
that's
see.
true.
Yeah, like that's the other thing. I was like, I can see this. Like, this is going super. Like, this is flying super well with the community. I might not enjoy it, but fuck it. I guess I'll just like hide the post or like ignore it, whatever. Like, how does management react to this?
I don't know.
So it's like, what? Did this pass through the higher ups? I don't think this passed through the higher ups. So it's like, some of that is like, spicy meme. But what the fuck? This is an official account, dude.
Yeah, I get where you're
You
coming
can't
from.
just do that. Community engagement back and forth, like there's a limit, man. But yeah, the ranking showdown in and of itself, I really enjoyed it. Like I think more than I expected I should. I don't know how many matches did you watch?
All of them.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Sai,
Yeah.
how many matches did you watch?
Oh yeah, I watched 2 of them, the first one and the last one.
The first and the last one. I didn't finish the last one. The other ones I've like at least like listened to. Like for one, Ceia, let us know what you were casting the whole thing. So like what was your favorite moments overall?
Well, the 2
I'll
times.
I'll try to find them and put them up on screen for YouTube for whatever you mentioned.
The 2 times that Ian won.
Touche.
Other than that, right?
biased.
Other than that, I think it will be looking at the strategies between different strategies between EN and CN because I think on the first week we had I think it was Ionio versus one of the Hoshis. We have 2 Hoshis by the way, Hoshi Kuzu and Hoshi something else. I don't remember the first one. I'm sorry. I don't remember the first guy.
It's fine.
Yeah, the first one was a VTuber. That's actually a girl. We keep calling her a he. That's all bad. So
That's fine.
that's
On the internet, everyone is a dude until confirmed otherwise.
that is true. But yeah. I think the first week we had Ionio. I think Ian had little to no practice at all. By the way, this is our first week.
Yeah, it was pretty early in the event, like first week actually, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were not practice at all, while the CN side already had their practice and from back when they had the event itself. Just
Well, the event was going, and it's actually it's in campaign, right?
no, not yet. That's the problem with the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not. That's why.
Wow.
That's why I had to sell my soul to get the SC guides up. You know.
On CN either?
Nope, that's not there.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah,
I knew that it wasn't on KR and shit, but
they've been
the
slacking
fact that it's not on CN yet is kind of insane, seeing how it's been like what
over a year.
Yeah, like usually they release like on the day, like half a year after they first release, right?
Yeah, the target is half a year apparently.
God damn.
Well, they've been busy.
Hey, I didn't expect that it wasn't on CN.
They've been busy with their new game, so whatever. We let them
But yeah,
go.
given the whole timing or like the practice stuff, it like the fact that Ionio cut the game so close is insane.
Yeah, that is true. He actually cut it pretty close.
It was like just about as close as the last match, right?
No, it was actually like the 20 something, 30 something point difference. But it was close. It was close until the end.
Yeah. It mostly came down to like captures and shit, right?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. So I think that was one of the very nice, very memorable moments for me is to have the first match, the first taste of casting. By the way, I have no experience as a caster, 0 experience. I am a guide maker. I was a streamer at that point in time, so I had little to no casting experience. So that was a very good eye opener for me.
I'll have to say though, like already from the first time or like the first match, the casting was pretty good. I got most of the stuff that you were putting down.
I bet.
And that's I know I'm gonna talk about this like it's not a fucking meme, but that's important for esports.
I beg to differ, though. Sorry, but I beg to differ because the first match it was pretty bad on our end because we had no idea what's going on. Number one. Number two, we are looking at strategies that both players are employing and kind of try to make sense of it in our heads because number one is 1 year ago. Number two, both of us were not ranking seriously when SC was in foreign, so we had no idea what the top strats were. Yeah, so we were trying to make sense of everything. And
I mean, for one, from our experience, like from our perspective, we don't know jack shit about ranking or high level play in the first place. So again, we're gonna have to rely on what you're saying here. Like, if you say it was shit, then I guess it was shit. I don't know. We had, I at least I had the impression that it was pretty solid, the casting, and it definitely did improve quite a bit over the following weeks.
Yeah,
That much I'll say.
definitely.
Like it did improve quite a bit.
So the first game was okay. The second game we were dead. So the second game don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that we were
The second
dead.
the second game was an absolute slaughter.
Yeah, both on the player and the caster end were like dead. So
I mostly I mostly listened to the second game, so I didn't quite get the casting part.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have much context, like visual context.
mhm. Yeah, so
But
it's the problem. You see, doing 2 games in a row for 2 inexperienced casters, nah, that's not gonna happen, man.
yeah, that's gonna be draining us all hell.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So from the second week onwards, I think, like you said, I've improved a lot. I personally liked my latest cast, which was just earlier in a few like what 10 hours ago? No, 12,
Yeah.
13 hours ago.
Yeah, pretty like 14 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Looking at my own clock here right now, it's like 14 hours. Yeah, the like I haven't finished the last match yet.
The last
But
match was really good, though. You should watch it.
The last match.
Was-
I have started it. I'm like 10 minutes in or something like
It's
that.
god tier.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The fourth match was really entertaining as well, though.
Brecky's match was really
Because-
good.
God, the fucking loading circle, man.
Yeah, but
I
here's,
swear to God.
But here's the thing, right? I've rewatched the VOD already. Brecky did. I think Yudachi did get an extra turn, but he did not destroy a rock. So the extra turn was void.
No, oh my God.
Yeah,
Really?
he missed a one rock.
They missed the rock. That would have been enough to tip the scales, right?
Yeah, 10k.
Like, it was only a few thousand difference. Like
Yeah.
5k, I think.
Yeah, this was really close.
Just barely got away with that one.
But remember that the client actually helped EN a little bit, so give a little bit
Yeah.
of credit to the client. But then again, that miss. Here's the thing.
How much credit do you really want to give to a broken client?
Not much, but that missing rock and that cap at the end, there was a KCCO armor enemy
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
walked to K11.
Yeah, you went through that on the like post game, right?
Yeah, I did went through it. It's like, oh my god, that armored unit and that retreat on that KCCO team, on that shrimp team. Yeah, those made a difference.
I mean, yeah, that's like what 10k I think gone, 15k.
1.5 from the
For-
helipad. Retreat is another 1.5 on the
Oh, it's just
shrimp
1.5.
team.
Okay.
So if we had killed that Togo node, it would be plus 4k. If we kept that
Yeah.
helipad, it would be another 1.5. If he did not retreat, it would be another 1.5. So he lost
That he
6k.
wouldn't lose, yeah.
He lost 6k just like that. You know what? He would have won.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have won it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, unfortunate. you know?
Basically, Ian won by oversight.
Yeah. Well, those few small mistakes.
Again, not
did cause...
to take credit, but like again, credit where credit is due. Though we're amazing games.
Yeah.
Like especially the fourth one. I think at least up until that point was the best one.
All
Then
pro-
again, Arcus got so fucked.
Yeah, well, by the client, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like from what I heard, like Arcus was the Ian's favorite going in. So seeing him get absolutely shredded, what like kind of hurt.
Well, actually,
Well, I wasn't there to watch the match.
It was not Arcus actually.
Was it?
It was Sirius that was the favorite going in because he's
Oh well, yeah.
the number one.
As the free-to-play god.
Yeah, free to play god number one. Number two, he was number one in Isomer. So being the reigning champion, he needs to keep his title. You know.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's sitting on top with like what 1.12, I think.
He is 4k off world record, by the way.
Oh damn! So like pretty much one more killer, right?
Yeah, just 1 kill off world record.
Damn. Loading circle. Come on. No, I'm getting loading circle. There we go. Rank.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's 1.12. 1.12k. Or a million, sorry.
Yeah, he's 4,000 off world record. So if
pretty
one more
wild.
enemy walked in him on the last turn, he would have gotten world record.
Yeah, that's the kind of that's the kind of like level of RNG that you kind of have to get down with, right? With this game,
Yeah,
especially for ranking.
yeah.
Because like that's one thing I already learned with the Arctic Warfare ranking. Don't trust RNG.
Since you
It's
brought
gonna
up
fuck you anyways.
Since you brought up Arctic Warfare, right? I want to expand more on that meme of a ranking map. Oh my god.
Was it that bad, actually?
Yeah, it was really bad because
I mean, to be fair, it's really early, comparatively.
yeah, but the thing is, being a guy that has competed for top 100 for Arctic Warfare all the way to the current time. Oh, Arctic Warfare. Oh, that map was such a bad map.
It was an absolute mess.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? Arctic Warfare was my first event that I ruined in a sense. That's where the Ceia ruins guides meme came from rather. So
Okay.
so
Okay, we're getting some deep lore here. We're getting some deep lore here.
yeah,
I'm on it.
I've talked about it a couple of times. So let me elaborate more on Arctic Warfare
Okay.
ranking before we touch on the deep lore. So Arctic
Yeah.
Warfare ranking, right? There are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10? Whatever, about 10 helipads where enemies spawn out from. So
Yeah.
the enemy C ranges from 2k to 30k. So as you guys know,
Yeah, 30k being reserved for bosses, right?
no, enemies. Bosses
Oh,
are
okay.
bosses are
Okay.
a separate 30k.
Oh yeah, the enemies, I think they ramped up over time, right?
No, they did not.
No?
No.
I thought that was the case.
Okay, it did ramp up over time. Yeah, you're right.
Shut up, GFA.
So, what the problem is, right? You could have gotten that Dynagate node, which was a 2000 CE. Also, that also means 200 points or so, all the way to that 30k plus CE, which is about 3000 points or so. So, it randomly generates an enemy.
Lots of RNG.
Every turn, every end of the turn. So
Yeah.
pretty much, right? Once you see a Dynagate at like turn 3, turn 4, run is dead.
It's a reset.
Yeah.
Oh.
You see it turn 1, you see like 3 or 4 Dynagates come up. It's like, oh, you know?
Okay, yeah, I get that now. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the thing for me, because I was so under equipped. Like I couldn't even like begin to think really about like enemy spawns and shit like that. And the fact that I didn't even like really grasp the idea of ranking maps or like how to like do shit, which to be fair, at this point I still don't really have. Of course, now that I've actually done my run, etc., and actually kind of understood the map, of course, but you know, it was all just like, why does the supply line keep changing? How the fuck do I keep my echelons going? What is going on? I could barely get like 3 nodes away from HQ.
You're that type of guy. Okay.
I'm gonna be the first one to admit that I'm an absolute brainlet when it comes to high level play. Aside from the fact that I've like mostly limited myself by being no dupe, by not farming like much at all. Like I have, let me check really quick how many 0-2 runs I have. Not a lot. Not a lot at all.
It's alright.
I have 191 0-2 runs.
At least you clear shadow protection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't do Talon 1 on EX though.
That was the Toho map, wasn't it?
No, the Gustav one.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
The second Gustav one.
Yeah, but did you?
Because I couldn't clear the good stuff all in one run. So I think it was the Typhons would there's a Typhon on there, which would clog up along with the Hydra. They would clog up their patrol paths, so I couldn't get back into the Gustav.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Because there was also all kinds of other shit patrolling around there that wouldn't let me get around. There was this Archer death stack on the helipad at the far left.
Yeah.
All that shit. So yeah, I couldn't do that on EX whatsoever.
It's okay. Going down to normal is okay. No
I mean,
shame.
I'm fine. I got Talon, I got Combat 2 down on EX.
Yeah.
And I'm only missing out on 200 memory fragments, so it's whatever.
Yeah, there's no shame of going down from EX to normal, unlike what people think I say, because I shit post a lot on my YouTube nowadays. Oh, if you do normal,
I remember
you're
the fucking fallout with the fucking guides.
Yeah, SC guys into the recycle bin.
That was the fucking fallout. That was such a fucking fun. That's what the shit show was so fun to follow. People got so fucking mad.
On Twitter, they understood it was a shitpost. Over on YouTube,
oh yeah, on Twitter, but
God.
everywhere else, Jesus Christ. But yeah, in the end, I got my cord. I got my P22. I'm good.
Well, in the end, Ghost Frontline Corner has to issue a statement that they are actually making a guide. I did not destroy all the guides. That was like, wait, did you have to issue a statement on that? They said, yeah. You made the entire community fired up because of one shitpost. Like, wait, really? Really? Okay.
I mean, to be fair, at the same point, I would totally understand if he just snapped at one point and was just like, nope, I'm out, because the kind of shit you get at some points, I don't think I could handle that.
Oh, I just ignore them nowadays. I got
Fair.
used to it.
Again, we joke about Ceia for a reason.
Yeah, but sometimes I get pissed about it, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is totally fair. Because you already put so much effort into this shit, so it's like, the fuck, man.
Yeah.
I'm already giving you all the options I know of, so come on.
Here's the thing, right? Sometimes in my guides, I give them one option, but they're like, I don't have this. They're like, oh, okay, then use this. But I don't have that. Okay, then...
Well, shit out of luck, I guess.
Well, the thing is, I think one of the comments I've gotten recently was, could you do an 800k normal guy in 1 hour? I'm like, what?
What?
What? I took 3 hours for my run.
Are you asking me to speedrun?
And I'm sub 600k.
It's literally asking me to. It's literally asking me to speedrun because the speedruns, the guys doing the tournament, not the speedrun. Sorry, the guys doing the tournament is getting 800. They are getting 800k plus in 1 hour.
Yeah, but that's a speedrun. That's specifically optimized.
Yeah. And
they know what they're doing.
And they're
you don't.
star.
What?
They're 5-star parries and everything. So. Oh.
I mean, to be fair, this is one thing I think that if this is gonna be something reoccurring, which by the way, I hope it will, because that was super fun. I would totally watch another season if PL comes around or whatever. Even though I heard PL's ranking is an absolute mess.
There is a PL ranking map too, which no one has mapped out yet. So.
Okay, that says about it. All I have to know, I guess.
But the thing is, PL map 2 score does not add to the total score of map 1's. So
is it separate?
It is entirely separate. I have no idea why.
Was that the same way it worked in DR?
No,
or was DR additive?
DR's was additive between 1, 2, and 3. But
and it unlocks from the very start, right?
Yeah.
That's something I noticed when I was playing on KR, because I started just when DR started. I started on KR because I wanted to check out Protocol Assimilation.
SF capture.
Which, by the way, I've had fun with. I really like it. If it wasn't like, sure, it's random as fuck and it's technically pay to win, but like you said on your stream just now, it's mostly pay to collect. Pay to collect everything,
Yeah.
which I can get down with.
If they put it in
If
ranking.
if it stays banned in ranking, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like, wait, are these the? This one looks like surprisingly easy. What is going on here? Are these the ranking maps? Did I just unlock the ranking maps from playing the first map? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, DR has that specific mechanic going on. DR also has introduced the infinity farming maps, which are amazing.
Huh?
You
What
did?
now?
You did farm in DR, right?
Oh no, I didn't play DR. Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
No, I just started playing on KR. I don't actively play there. I just wanted to check out Sangwi's cap.
Alright. So let me just talk a little bit about the infinity farming maps then. So starting from DR, there are these specific maps where it's designed for people to farm. So there is no need to run around random ass maps trying to get checks of random enemies. Like for example, we can take what is it again? Cord 24EX ISO in SE. You don't need to run to that one zombie and go back a few hundred times anymore. So they design a specific map for you to farm specific drops. So for example, we had Division. Division also started having this. Also had this infinity farming maps. So for example, Division collab had this specific map to do to farm for the special equipment for the agents.
Interesting.
Yeah. Then they already
Oh god, you have to. The extras have spec that drops?
Yeah, one of them each.
Oh,
Don't worry.
that sounds nasty.
Don't worry, the drop rate is estimated at about 10% per run.
Okay, that's at least something.
Yeah, you get them within 10
I hate
runs.
spec farm as it is, but having it for extras sounds like a nightmare.
Not really, considering it's like 10% drop rate.
If the drop rate is considerably high, then it's like, sure, I guess.
Yeah, the normal maps have about a 1% drop rate compared to Divisions at about 10%, so you guys will be fine.
Okay, yeah. That is a little reassuring on that side. Because Division, they said Division is going to be the next event for Yen 2, right?
That is correct.
Which, for the love of God, please tune it down. The GSG collab was fucking... It was way overtuned, in my opinion.
I think it was alright, except for that one map in EX. That one map that you needed a parachute to that top corner to start capping, if not they'll overwhelm you. That map.
I actually think I did all the maps without parachute somehow.
Yeah, there was one map that I recommended to do parachute. If not, they will overwhelm. Then I was told that if you don't have parachute, refer somewhere else. I'm gonna give you the parachute version and call it in the day.
Like, the thing is, nothing could survive those rifle motherfuckers.
Yes, taunt.
For very long. I mean, yeah, even the taunts would catch like a volley and that's it. At SL10.
It's a DPS check, really. The entire thing.
No, I like the GSG collab. It was just fucking so overtuned. I couldn't bring myself to enjoy it.
I see.
Like, I have no idea how Poe's farmed 49 Angies. Jesus Christ.
The first map? Yeah.
Yeah, I know how you farmed it and everything, but I can't imagine myself doing it. I ran the first farm, or the first map on normal for my daily farms. Because, Jesus Christ. The EX maps for farming. Shut up, GFA. I need to mute GFA. These recordings.
Pretty sure Poe farmed on EX.
Yeah, she did. I know she did.
But yeah, going back to the DR, right? dual randomness.
Hmm.
So the farming maps, they allow you to farm specific 5 stars from a specific maps. So for example, Chapter 1 Infinity had the 4-star drop. I think it was Honey Badger. Chapter 2, I think it was somebody else. Chapter 3 Infinity, we had the new gold General Liu as one of the drops. So yeah, you can kind of see where they're going with this. It's a specific farming map for a specific drop. Also, the
It's
entire
basically just make farming easier.
yeah, it's a lot easier because here's the thing, right? They design it so that you can get multiple checks in one turn, and you can reach the objective in one turn. So it's a one turn S rank X check.
Okay.
They basically took out. They basically took away my job doing farming guides. Who
Yeah,
even
pretty much.
needs
So basically, they condensed the farming runs on the main maps into their own maps.
That is correct. But I still need to do the
that's
farming, guys, because people were like, oh, what about the requirements for this farming? I don't know. Go figure it out yourself.
They're gonna be the same though, right?
Huh?
They're
Sorry?
gonna be the same as the map, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, they want to know the minimum requirements of doing it. For example, I can do this
I mean, that's
with
just gonna
one
be in the clear guide,
handgun,
no?
1 ER. No, it's not gonna be a clear guide. It's gonna be farm guide. Farm guide is gonna be its own thing. Clear guides are all of the campaign maps. You see?
The illiteracy of these bitches.
I mean, I still want to do it because here's the thing: some people will be like, I don't know how to farm this. What's the most
Yeah,
optimal
yeah.
pathing
Yeah.
and
Even
everything?
then, it's only really like a short, like introductory video, like right, or explaining the whole situation.
Yeah,
I would assume.
my DR farming
basically
guide went from 20
like,
plus
oh, yeah,
minutes to just 10. So
Yeah, pretty much.
it's really straightforward.
Rather than going over each stage individually,
yeah.
you can just say,
Do this. That's
"Here's
it.
what you need. You know the stage."
Here's
It's pretty straightforward.
Here's the stage. Here's where the drops are. Here's the routing. Here's the requirement. Go for it.
Like, again, it's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, it is
With the new
really
maps.
straightforward. You will see in the Division collab. I think they will implant over the Infinity farming.
Does
Maps
does
over.
welfare carry over as well, though?
Welfare's been here all this time. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, does it keep do they keep welfare?
Yeah,
in
they
turn
do.
For that?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay, that's neat.
So there's a problem, right, with Infinity farming maps. There's the upside of Infinity farming maps. Here's the downside. So Infinity farming maps do not have an EX variant to it. So no more 2 medal per check. There's only 1 medal per check now.
Okay, so you would still want to farm on EX if there's a proper farming route
There is no EX farming.
at all.
I wouldn't recommend doing EX farming.
okay, that's
Go to the farming map, sleep there. That's it.
Okay. Well, then again, if you have a specific farming map, your clears are going to be relatively quick as well, right?
That is correct. It's
So you're gonna get medals
mostly 1 turn. One
at
turn.
relatively the same rate.
Yep. You just need
As
to
if
do
you
it
were
over
doing
and
EX.
over and over and over and over.
Like with cord farming right now, you get what, 4 medals per turn?
Yes, with
Or
5-7.
per run.
5-7 EX gives 4 medals per run.
4 medals
Yeah.
per run, with a chance to drop cord.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the 3 stars.
Yeah. But with
Okay, so-
the new farming map, it would be like a 1 check, 1 medal. S rank is 1 medal. So, for example,
Yeah.
one of the
But it's gonna be
division.
quick, right?
Yeah, it's really quick. So one of the division maps I farmed, I think was a 2 check plus S rank. So I think, if I'm not wrong, it was like a 2-minute run per cycle.
Yeah.
So 5
Sounds about right.
medals per 2 minutes is pretty okay.
How's the division collab in terms of difficulty? Because I heard it's fucking hard.
It went from fucking hard to the fucking meme.
No.
Okay.
Let me elaborate, alright?
That instills a lot of confidence in me.
let me elaborate. So, in the Division collab, they introduced three of the Division mechanics over the
Mm-hmm.
grenades, the flashbangs, and the turrets.
Mm-hmm.
So the grenade does percentage HP damage to the target. The flashbang reduces accuracy by about 70% to the target, while the turrets, if an enemy steps on a turret, it reduces 25% of their current HP. If the turret is active and it fires at a target, it reduces 5% of their current HP. So you can kind of see
So
the
they're
meme
like
here.
turrets, right? Or they like are
Um,
they all like used like tactical fairies?
kind of. They're used as a separate what's the thing called again? Consumable.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I saw that much from like screenshots, but like in the way they're used, like in game,
y-
it's kind of like tactical fairies.
kind of, but they're used as consumables. So here's the
Yeah.
thing, right? In EX, okay, let me explain. Carpet bombing. I called it carpet bombing. So in normal, you can use 10 grenades to instantly kill an enemy, including
Mm-hmm.
bosses. In EX, you can use 20 grenades to instantly kill an enemy, including bosses.
Mm-hmm.
You can farm 10 grenades in EX1, the first map, with one dummy, 2 turns.
And that's an infinite farm.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see where that's going.
Yep. Carpet bomb
Okay.
everything. Why play the
Oh my
game?
god. When you can just nuke everything.
Yep. Then
Oh
there
man.
are hidden objectives as well, you see. So in order to unlock that
Oh
farming
god.
route for EX1, you have
You
to
just remind.
get
You
the
just
hidden
reminded me. I still
objective.
have to do the. Sorry, I still have to do the hidden achievement for SC. I
Okay,
forgot.
that's easy. Don't worry about it. But yeah, like I said, in order to unlock that pathing to do that one dummy echelon nonsense in EX1, you have to complete the hidden objective in that EX1. So
Oh,
there is a random place where you get a hidden conversation that will open up the routing. I won't spoil
like
it.
the fucking map changes based on your achievement.
Yes, the routing not say it doesn't
Oh, that's
change.
nasty.
A new routing opens up once you complete the hidden objective. That's it.
Oh, that's nasty. Okay, like
Yeah,
permanently.
yeah,
Oh my god. Oh god. Mika, what the fuck?
yeah. So
Fuck.
EX1, you pretty much farm a ton of grenades. There is a hidden achievement whereby if you have 404 grenades, you get a hidden achievement. So
Hey,
you kind of want to just farm 404 grenades and go clear it after. Might as well get to pick up the hidden achievement along the way, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Y- Yeah, so map one, we already touched on that. Map two, there's a hidden achievement. I'm not gonna talk about it. You can complete a hidden achievement. You can do it with just one dummy echelon. Easy. Map three, if I'm not wrong, you can use one dummy echelon as well. You just grenade your way through, copy bomb your way through.
Oh my god.
Pop map 4, I think you can copy bomb your way through as well.
I swear to god, they better cap that shit.
Nope.
Uh, I
Map,
mean, for EN. For EN.
nope.
Okay.
Map 5 is an interesting one. So here's the thing, right? I've
Okay.
mentioned that every enemy and boss can be carpet bombed. There is one exception. Vector boss. Sorry.
Oh, you mean the one that everyone was like, oh god, oh fuck.
Yes, Vector boss.
Oh.
Vector balls can only be damaged via turrets, so you need to lure her around, then make her step on turrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be completed
Oh my
completely
god.
pacifist as well. There is also a hidden achievement on the last map of
To do so.
EX, whereby you do 0 engagements with your own echelons. They give you an NPC echelon for you to control. So,
I mean, sorry.
yeah, they give you an NPC and echelon for you to control. You can control NPC echelons now, by the way. Yeah, so
I was drinking. Don't tell me that when I'm drinking. Jesus.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
you can control NPC now.
yeah, you can control an NPC now. You find out.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that hidden
I mean,
achievement.
to be fair, this does just sound like straight lifted out of the Division.
It is. This is
So at the very least, the collab did its job.
It is a division collab after all. So here's the thing, right? If you're not doing it via the carpet bomb method, you're gonna be fighting against a lot of enemies that are bloated in HP, and they set you on fire, literally.
Oh, that's fun.
Yep.
Oh my god, is it all recyclers
Yep.
or cleaners, whatever they
Yep.
were called?
Cleaners.
I played Division for like 10 hours or so.
Yep, there are cleaners. There are
My knowledge
cleaners.
is limited.
So
I do like the Division, but I just can't sit down and play it.
So yeah, it can be a problem for the guys that want to brute force it. I brute forced it myself, 2 accounts, one on the Chinese server, with the other on the Taiwan
Of course
one.
you did.
So, once I brute forced it on the Chinese server, I'm like, is there an easier way than on the other 4 server players are like, why not just graded them all? I'm like, huh? Yeah, then I found out. Then I found that out. I started upgrading them all on Taiwan servers. Like, oh, that was easy. Okay. What? So I started doing the guide live as well. People were like, "Wait, why are you farming here for 400 plus grenades?" And I'm like, "You see." So like, about 40 minutes later, I'm like, I'm gonna record a guide live now. Press this. Press record. Hello everyone, so yeah, so this is the EX clearing guide. First, you farm 400 plus grenades. Second,
And then you
you
just
carpet bomb
everything.
everything.
Okay. Meme guides are the best. Meme guides are the best. That's something I loved doing for XDU as well, because like for XDU, I was the guide guy.
Sounds fun.
Because I had like very minor previous knowledge from the Japanese server, from the original server. And like I knew how the game worked and everything, and like I knew where to look shit up, basically. And I had other people that I could ask that were like playing Japan, like the Japanese server, very regularly up until that point, actively, and they knew their shit, right? So I could ask them if I needed some like help with something. I was like, yeah, here's this and that, and this and that, and but yeah, I was the guide guy for XDU. So when some of the meme cards came out, which I'm not gonna like name any specific examples because you can't, like, you have none of the knowledge anyways. But basically, this game also had PvP, which is completely and utterly broken. And the way that it released is that it released in a state that, like, it released with the base set of cards, like the character cards, the base set. But with the client in the state of like 2 years down the line. So nothing was balanced for the actual state of the game. Nothing of what was released.
Oh, that was interesting.
So, for one, I was kind of already like dead in the water with my knowledge, because a lot of this stuff wasn't like introduced after I stopped playing on JP. And then when it came to PvP, because of course it's a Japanese gacha, shit's pay to win as fuck, and of course there's PvP to drive that point home. You need like 5 copies of each card, like classic, 5 copies of each card to like bring it to its max potential. And then after that, there's another step, which is like rarity breaking, where you can add stars to your cards and bring them up to a much higher level. And if you did this to 5 stars, they would go completely broken. And as a free-to-play player, I never got there. And that was kind of my trump card, because I could make shit work without paying a single dime on the game. So when it came time for like, there was also these things called challenge cups, which would boost specific cards out of the ass.
Oh god.
Usually ones that released around that time, of course, to like bring sales. And it was like, yeah, I'm gonna pull for this, wait till I get one card, max that out, and then just sweep everything. And it was the amount of meme compositions I got out of that was fucking amazing. There was one challenge cup with one very broken card, where you just had that single one card in your team, and you would sweep everything. Like, you were a 10-second TPS check, basically. It's unbalanced as fuck, but it was so much fun. But yeah, again, tangents. I used to be the guy for XDU, and it was so much fun. But again, game died in 3 months.
But the game sounds
still
broken
going
as hell, though. Sorry.
Huh? Sorry?
So the game sounds broken as hell, though.
Oh, it is. It is. It absolutely is. But the thing is, like, it's mostly PvP or PvE, and a lot. This is another thing. The PvP system also changed like halfway through.
Oh no.
So the stuff that we got at the start also wasn't balanced for the new PvP system. There's one card that was a reward, like exclusive as a reward from Challenge Cup, that was incredibly broken with the original PvP system, but was nearly useless with the new one.
Oh no.
So everyone was like, oh shit, Nirvana Magok, gimme. And they used it, and they didn't get jack shit done. And it was like, I had to make like 2 videos, like, guys, again, this is a new Challenge Cup, yes. Remember, no, you don't have to go for Nirvana Magok. It's fucking useless. I was like, but, on JP, they said it's broken. Yeah, that was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Like, literally 3 years ago at this point. The game is pretty old in Japan. Not as old as GFL, which is nice. Well, in Japan, older by a lot, but whatever. But yeah,
Oh, no.
Going back around again to the ranking showdown.
Oh,
Because
that's
we somehow,
huge
I don't know
circle.
on what tangent we went here.
Division, for example.
Yeah, but like, again, just tangents. It's how this podcast works.
Yep.
I really hope we get more seasons. Right, that was the thing. Was wondering how janky PL ranking is. That's how we got on that tangent. I really do hope we get more seasons of this, because I do see a lot of promise here. The CN players got Hoker's account to play.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Which was basically maxed out because Sunbarn.
That means you can get media accounts for all players, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. That is the one thing I would try to implement to level the playing field a bit more. Because the EN players had to play on their own accounts, right?
Yep.
So get everyone a media account, for one. And preferably also get everyone on the same emulator. While not everyone is going to have the same machine, at least get everyone on the same emulator.
The emulator may not be the problem. The machine was the problem for Arcus's end.
Arcus was the machine, okay.
Yeah, it was
but
the machine.
I mean in general, right? We had a few hiccups here and there, I think, with the emulator. And then again, there's like the performance.
And there's Udashi's
which is
3-minute loading screen.
Well, yeah, with last week. I mean, again, that was kind of it's kind of been an issue for the last like a few weeks, right? That login just takes forever.
Not on my end though.
Not on your end, okay. I mean, I haven't been asking around, so maybe I'm the only one, I guess.
Interesting.
But yeah, for me, login has been taking 10 minutes or so each time, which is great because Nebula just locks up every hour or two.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a pain. But anyways, but yeah, the one thing I would change is to give everyone media accounts, so everyone has the same starting point.
Since we're talking about tangents again, I want to apologize for potentially spoiling your Division's collabs experience for the guys listening in. And it's pretty much spoiled the entire strategy around doing the map.
I mean, honestly, I think, given that it's kind of cheesy, like, people will either take it or leave it, and that's about it.
Well, I mean, it's easy money, man. Not easy money. Easy clear, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's the only thing that matters, right?
And if you get an easy clear, might as well abuse it. But I don't know whether
exactly.
I don't know whether EM will keep it though. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I could see them if that was like really that big of a deal. I could see them putting up a farming limit. Shit, I could see them do that.
They still need to put
because like that's the kind of shit that's the kind of shit they change for Ian, right?
They still need to put it at 404 though because of the
because of
achievement.
the
Achievement.
Achievement, yeah. Like that's one of the things that was like kind of interesting, is the kind of shit they change for Yen. Like, for I think all the way through Deep Dive, they just tuned CE down a bit, I think. Right?
Well, C is just a number anyway.
But yeah, C is just a number. You heard it here first. Well, yeah, it is, but I'm memeing. But yeah, they kind of tuned it down a bit for like the first 3 events. I don't know, were there any changes to Singularity? Oh, backtracking, of course. Fucking.
Yep.
We didn't have backtracking. I feel like that was such a huge thing.
Yeah, they
like, not even in CT.
In
they straight up removed that, which is actually biting me in the ass right now a bit, because
does it not work?
Nearly on Red, Theta. He's been playing GFL for the first time, and he's doing it all with like a story focus and everything. And he doesn't really have time to keep his account up. Yeah, right. Freaking liar. I'll say he actually did play in secret. He kept his account going. Like, for the first stream, he started out a new account so he could get like all the tutorial and like the prologue at the very start of the game and everything. Because again, he's doing it with story focus. And then later he switched to my account, which is decked out and everything, so he could just play through the story, coast through the missions, and get shit done, right? And it's like, yeah, Singularity is a bit... like, for one, don't go to the enemy index. Shit spoilery as fuck. And then it's like, the issue with Singularity is... how do we avoid him to tap endgame? When, like, at the very beginning.
I don't know.
Because that's the first mission that the game will show him.
I mean, the thing is that if it's the first thing the game shows you, that's kind of the intended purpose of what they're trying to do with the story.
Exactly.
So,
but it's the third, it's the last mission of the entire damn thing.
Yeah,
but
it's called in media res. It's in the typical story structure.
I get why they're doing it. It's because that's the last thing you cleared in the event, and it automatically skips there. It's the same for CT. It's the same in every other chapter of Singularity. But in CT, you can backtrack, and it will set that point to the starting point of the chapter. For some reason, I cannot do that in Singularity Chapter 3.
Just think of Singularity law, right? If you're doing Singularity, we're assuming that the player has already finished Chapter 10 and has seen what Chapter 10 entails.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Singularity is, in a sense, Chapter 10.5. So, I think it's not as big of a spoiler, because the first mission you would do is already in the review of you-know-who.
The what?
The review of you-know-who.
You can't do that, though. You can't play that a second time. That's the thing.
You can't?
I don't think you can. Give me a second. I'm gonna check. Loading circle. Go away. Chapter 1 Singularity Endgame does not show up, I believe. Yeah, it's locked. It
Oh,
shows up as locked. Backtrack and select the other branch of the route to unlock the stage, but you can't do that. Like, right now, I'm fully backtracked, I think.
huh. Interesting.
So yeah, you can, oh wait, you can't fucking backtrack! That's the thing. That's the entire problem here. But yeah, you can't backtrack, or can't unlock Endgame in Chapter 1. After playing it for the first time.
Oh, interesting. But here's the thing, right? Even if the client just tap to endgame, it won't. It's there, but you can just not tap it.
Yeah, it's pretty much gonna be like a race to warn him.
Yeah, pretty much. If you have the self-discipline to not tap it, then yeah, you're fine.
What the fuck was Messenger? Why do I have 45 attempts on this? What's the farming map?
Messenger was the hidden
The
one of
crate
the
farming
hidden
map?
one of the hidden maps.
The what?
One of the hidden maps.
Yeah, I see that, but... Oh, it's the fucking RNG one. Okay,
Yeah,
the RNG one for
it's
the hidden
that one.
thing.
That one.
Fuck. Yeah, that's why I have so many resets on it. Okay.
I have like
I just saw it
200.
and was like wondering.
I have like 200 something on it.
I have 54 only.
Oh god.
So I guess I got lucky.
That map, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't do this map. It's bad RNG and everything. It's like, get pit RNG. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, just get good RNG.
Yeah, stop complaining and start doing it.
Just do it, man.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Just fucking deploy and reset until you get a fucking pattern that you like.
Yeah, but people like to complain, you know?
Yeah. Especially when it comes to guides. Which you're probably, like, you can tell a fucking book full of tales of.
Oh,
Maybe we'll...
I was talking about the Arctic Warfare thing, then we got drifted off somewhere else.
The ranking.
No, apparently I had this tale about how the Ceia X thing meme came from. Then we got tangent off. So.
Oh right, you wanted to get into that.
Yeah, I was trying to introduce the Arctic Warfare's map before I get onto it. So to summarize again, so the map was very linear because you just need to camp the helipads with whatever echelon you had to catch the spawns, pretty much. So the opener was to deploy as many echelons as possible as in the most efficient way as possible. So I think that was my first ranking guide. I just did a run.
And it was the first ranking.
Yeah, it was my first ranking, but I've already done my practice and everything. So I did a proper run. I think it was a few hours or something. Then I just uploaded it and said, "Oh, this is how you open and everything." So after that, I uploaded a follow-up video. Give a few tips and tricks, you see. Tips and tricks, how you can manipulate some things in the map and whatnot. I think the video is still up on my channel right now if you guys are curious, you know, because I've done it in both the English and the Japanese server. My score is very, very close between both servers, so both the strategy did work. So some guy in Facebook, I'm not going to review the name because it's already moved on. I've already moved on, so whatever.
All good.
Yeah, so he was one of the admins. He was one of the admins in the GFL International Facebook group.
Okay.
Yeah, he pretty much.
I don't give a flying fuck about Facebook, but keep going.
I know, I don't too, but that's gonna continue. So
Yeah.
as you guys know, a lot of our population, GFL population, are in Facebook.
Are they?
They are.
I guess I gotta start looking into Facebook again. God fucking damn it.
No, you don't.
I was finally rid of that fucking
No, you don't.
piece of shit.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, for you guys that are in Facebook, no offense to you guys, stop using Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, so Facebook, right? That he is the admin of the international GFO group there. I think I'm pretty sure he started linking my stuff talking shit, everything, and he's the admin there, right? So
Yeah.
people be like, people that have no clue what is going on started supporting him. People that have a clue what's going on says, "What the hell are you doing? This guy is
So
actually trying
basically
to help."
just bandwagoning
Yeah, pretty
or
much.
anti-bandwagoning.
Pretty much, right? Then one of the follow-up posts, right? That said, because here's the thing, that player is from the CN side as well.
Oh boy, yeah, those are the fun ones.
Yeah, that player was from CN, if I'm not wrong.
They already. Oh my god.
So he has
those kind of people piss me
so
off so much.
so he has a friend that is ranking in Arctic Warfare EN, and he's like,
Hmm.
"Oh, this Ceia dude, right? He's making guides for rankings. Ranking is supposed to be competitive and everything. Why is he giving other people an advantage? Why is he trying to ruin the rankings of this game so early?"
Right.
And it clicks.
And that's where the meme comes from.
Yeah, and the screenshot gets shared everywhere in Discord. It's eventually spread it elsewhere. Some other platforms. Then it's like, oh, this here dude is actually making a guy for this rankings. Like, oh, I should check this out. So thank you, Mr. Facebook guy,
it
for
basically
the
ends up being free publicity.
yeah. Thank you for the
Like, that's the thing.
advertisement and publicity. That's how I took off, really.
Yeah, that's the thing. Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah,
The
even
people that are like negative won't realize that until it's way too late.
yeah. Then that's how I got attention from the player base. Then the memes started to come in. Oh, say this ruined this. Say this ruined that.
I mean, if it stays memes, then
It's a meme.
it's fine, right?
It's a meme. I even used it as my freaking slogan. So
Yeah, Sarah ruins everything.
yeah. So
All over your thumbnails.
it all went well in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it came from.
That's another thing I enjoy about the GFL community. It's cozy. It's just comfy.
It's a tight knit group, to
Yeah.
be honest.
It's yeah. It's more like a lot of tightly knit groups, kind of stringed together by individuals.
I feel like the GFL community is very comparable to the Souls community, where like everyone who is at the top actually knows how hard the game is, so they're just not going to be stupid retards most of the time.
Who the hell is this
Sometimes, maybe.
You can still talk?
I can still talk. I was just
Damn.
quiet because you were like talking for like straight up half an hour
Yeah.
or so.
Yeah.
We're just completely blocking him out here.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. It's okay, I'm used to getting bullied.
As per usual.
Just a switch on who's doing it this time around, I guess.
Damn.
Yeah.
But that's the thing I enjoy about the GFL community. It's like tightly knit groups of people interconnected by a few individuals, and I feel like a lot of that comes down to just, again, for one, how the community management has been handled, and just personalities in the community, like you, Ceia. Because without people like you, communities don't really have a point to hinge on, I feel like, right?
Well, I'm the only content creator left in GFL.
Exactly. We need communities for games like these need content creators.
Rather, I'm the only one that has the subscribers to handle it. Rather, no, not handle it. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Like, this is the thing, especially like early on. There was this guy that I think played on KR, I think.
Are you talking about the who was it again? RX Sora?
Who?
Sora? Are you talking about
No,
Sora?
this is like something. Oh god, I'm still on the reloading account. Yeah, I don't have anything in this box. Give me a second. He was like around. He was doing memes and shit.
Are you talking about that guy that made that what was it called again? CT in a nutshell or something?
Yeah, all those, like cow or something.
Oh yeah. I know who it is.
I fucking loved his shit, man.
Yeah,
I'm so bummed he stopped.
His memes were amazing. It's a shame that he
I
quit though.
yeah, it's a shame. His last GFL video is
Isomo, if I'm not
2
wrong.
years ago. Continuum Turbulence.
Was it Isomo? I thought he used
Yeah,
Isomo.
there's no isomer video.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. The CT video was so fucking good.
Yeah, when you started playing CT, you understand why it's memed so hard.
Yeah, like that was the thing. Like, I saw all these memes ahead of time. Like, this is the thing. Singularity was happening in CN when EN launched.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So it was all like, I knew all of this shit in advance, and once the events came around, it just clicked, and it just made the videos subsequently so much better. Like in hindsight, kind of, right? Such good shit, and I wish someone like him was still around, cause like that's the kind of shit that I would wish I could make, but I know I don't have the creativity to.
You and me both. I don't make meme videos. Meme videos are for Fury. That's
you do make meme videos, just not on purpose.
No, I don't.
No, but coming around to Singularity, this is one thing that I mentioned. This was one thing I said in the first episode, and I'm going to totally take advantage of the fact that you're on for this episode, because I called you out on it, specifically, about the magic of Singularity.
What was it?
This was something you said in, I think, like your dual randomness dev live stream, in your restream. It was like about like the chess pieces as the logo and everything, like Mika trying to recapture the magic of Singularity or whatever.
Oh,
I can't.
I don't think it was me.
I'm pretty sure it was you.
I'm pretty sure that was Dig.
I'm not 100%, but it was either one of you. I'm not 100%. But
Yeah.
That sounds like a load of shit to me.
I'm 99% positive it was Dig. It's not me.
I mean, even if it was, like, I can't get behind it. I can't get behind it, like, because I totally see how much of a turning point Singularity was for GFL, not just in the story, but like also commercially, for what I know. Right? It was like a huge change in pace for the game as a whole. So especially if you've been around at that time on CN and like you've been deep into the game already, then I can see where you might have, like, where the impact of Singularity might have left a bit of a different point of view. But from an EN point of view, where like Singularity was mostly just the big story event, right?
Yep.
Everything that followed, like, again, in my opinion, CT was weak. Ceia over here thinks it was the best thing since sliced bread.
Yes, I'm still believing this.
And then Isomer came through, being an absolute banger in my opinion.
Isomer's okay.
But yeah, again, there's the there's the discrepancy between us. But can't relate in the slightest.
Yes,
because as important as Singularity is for the story, everything that followed after was such a banger.
Yeah,
I think SC was the first time I was a little let down by the story, and even then, it did so much.
I think the main issue with SC and how it's being perceived is kind of the whole idea that people just view it as we're just going into a city, going out of it, and that's it.
Yeah, but the kind of shit that happens in the meantime is insane.
Yeah.
And the amount of world building that comes out of it.
Yep.
Just the thing about Singularity, right? Singularity was supposed to be the end of GFL, as in the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like why CT is the first of the second season.
Yep.
Quote unquote.
Now we're on the third season. Wait, are we on the third season? Yeah, we're on season 3 right now. So PL ends season 2.
SC is third season or PL?
PL ends season 2. So DR is season 3 right now.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, since DR took a bit of the focus off of GK, right?
Yeah, and I've also heard that PL is going really hard on like DevCons. So that makes
Well,
sense.
PL does close out on a lot of things, so yeah.
Okay. Now we're getting into this spice territory here. Okay.
Actually, one
Knowing
thing
that
that's kind of
PL is
cool.
going to be the finale of season 2 is actually really important.
No, one thing I've also found really interesting was in Shadow Connection, there are already small nitbits in the confidential messages that tie into DR, which is really cool actually,
DR,
if I
really?
remember correctly. Yeah, in regards to the
I mean,
refugee stuff.
I know jack shit about DR, so
I
let's keep
just
it that
know
way.
that. Yeah, I just know that place in.
I do think I've already
Stuff.
self-spoiled myself accidentally on a point in PL, which completely dismantles a big thing I've been pushing about the story. I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want anyone else to get spoiled.
Can I
Yeah.
can I talk a
Huh?
little bit about PL though? Just a little bit. I'll try not to spoil.
Yeah, stay careful. Stay careful.
So with
Tread lightly.
So with PL, right? I'm not trying to downplay PL in any way. I am trying to downplay PL. So with the Polarized Light, they did take out the EX campaign altogether and replaced it with 3 puzzles for EX.
Okay.
Yeah, considering it's
Oh.
the finale of season 2 and they have everything on normal difficulty.
Yeah, that leaves a bit of a bitter taste.
Yeah,
Is there
The-
another
weird.
minigame?
Was there?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I'm thinking. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, there is.
Well, you do have the.
There is. There
oh,
is.
Okay.
This one I can spoil. You push
Okay.
a ball from
Hmm.
point A to point B. That's it.
Okay, I'll take that much.
Oh,
So
And then
Hmm.
there's also like the sinner fight, right?
the what fight? Sorry.
The thick mech. The sinner fight.
The
The thick mech.
No, that's not a mini game.
I mean, yeah, but it's in PL, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just all I wanted to know because that thing's been in the enemy index since the start and it featured in the summer event. So it was like, again, Mika, why are you pulling these enemy designs from like half a year, a full year in the future?
Well,
yeah.
lazy.
Shit bugs me.
Lazy.
It was already with the release of the client with the Shattered Connection KCCO. But yeah.
Yeah, just to reiterate that point I made earlier, it being finale and with it only being
not-
on normal mode is very,
Not
very.
having EX is
It's a problem, you see.
yeah.
And considering the difficulty, oh god, the difficulty.
I wonder
Does it
if
get
he's going to
harder,
upscale his
or-
stuff.
No, it's so easy,
Really? Oh.
dude.
Well, at least I'll be able to blow through it, I guess.
You can do the entirety. You can do everything up to chapter 4 with just one level to 70 echelon.
Oh.
Wait, oh.
Okay, that is bad.
Level
Yeah.
and chapter 5 just needs one level 90 echelon.
And that's the end, right? It's only 5 chapters, right?
Yep.
That's a bit of a bummer.
So you imagine, right? Since have you read SC yet?
Yeah, I've gone through this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both
So
of us.
Cool.
at the end,
And if anyone in the audience hasn't, then your fault. Honestly, at this point, it's literally a day and a half left. Go and finish that
Speed
shit
read it.
if you can, of course.
yeah. But when this is released, it's already finished. So
Yeah, right. I forgot.
yeah. So I want to talk about the end of SC. The end of SC did mention something submarine base something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the battlefield for PL will be there.
Okay.
Makes sense, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I figured. You mean ranking or in general?
In general.
Okay, yeah. I did see, like, I did read there's, like, some kind of special nodes with, like, water and shit.
Yeah, I think I've
Something
read
like that.
the live stream reveal of PL.
I didn't. I did
Right.
not. I'm actually... PL, I think, is the one that, like, mechanically is the one event I still know the least of. Especially
Let's
now
say
that
it
you've
like
gone
this.
over the Division collab.
PL is the one event that I forgot the most about. with those mechanics. Like that's kind of how I'm at right now. Like I've read it, but I have no fucking clue what I've read at all.
Okay.
Because I never really read it at some
Well,
point, so it's year-old knowledge.
I am looking forward to PL nonetheless, because at the very
Yeah,
least we're getting
same.
PA. Hopefully we're getting
I'm
PA.
still concerned about how they're doing the split between Chapter 13 and PL because they're pretty much the same.
The chapter 13 would be the not a continuation, part of chapter 5 of PL. Because here's the thing,
Yeah, that's
right?
why.
So it kind of fluidly goes over.
Ijong did not complete PL in terms of story. Then he released
Yep,
PL
Corona and
because
stuff.
Corona and everything.
Mm.
So he threw the ending of PL in chapter 13, the real closer rather. So for the guys that were doing they're in foreign that did PL, they were given a half-baked ending in a sense. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
like
that's what-
I'm starting to get the general negative sentiment towards PL now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
PL does not exist to me, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, I feel like PL is probably going to be actually fine once we get to it, and
Yeah,
Ian doesn't screw it
Like
up.
that's the thing. PL was rocky on the old servers,
Yeah.
from what I gather.
I
So
wanna
let's hope they take that and make it better for Ian.
I want to give you guys a little bit of background information with PL. So with PL, considering it was it was due to the you know what that is going on right now. Yeah. So everything was shut down over there, including gaming offices, whatnot, everything.
Yeah.
So pretty much PL was going on for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
It's-
That was the thing I was even wondering at the turn of the year. It's like, Jesus Christ, PL has been going on for so long. What's going on?
It's so
Is
long.
this because of COVID?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's because of COVID. I mean, I figured, but it was still like, Jesus Christ.
It's so long, man. People got burnt out from it. So
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially
Yeah.
with like daily farm and everything.
It's not about daily farming, really. The ranking was open for so long.
Oh my God!
Oh God.
I didn't
Oh,
even
no.
think about that.
Oh,
2.5 months is ranking. Jesus, that's like
Resources are no more.
That basically just invites absolute perfectionism. Which that's a prime recipe to getting burned out.
That's one thing. The other thing is the client. It's so bad.
Right.
It was so
Oh my God.
bad.
They had like the intermediate client between what we have now and the one before, right?
I think it was 205.
Yeah, so one before our current one.
Yeah.
now.
So the intermediate one before the one we have now and the one that
No,
that we had before, right?
we're currently on
we were on
205.
205. We were on 204 and went directly to 205.
Are we on 206 now or
We're
207?
on 206, yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
went straight to 206. We have all the PA stuff. We have everything in the like. That's the thing. They gave us the fucking update at the same time as the old servers, and none of the good shit is there.
Yeah.
Like
where's
all the
my
PA stuff
Tito
is already in place, which is fine. I get that. Like I get that they don't want us to have that yet. Like right.
Eh,
I'm totally fine with that. And in the same vein, I can sort of excuse Base Plus not being there.
I mean, in terms of lore, right?
Like the collection stuff.
In terms of lore, SF capture happens during PL, so
Exactly. Which is why I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine
so-
with not having SF cap because that's still coming on. It's all there already. We've had this first, like we've had so many occasions of this. We've had this with equipment first, then fairies, then mods. It's fine. We've had mods from like the beginning, from the very first client in the game.
yep. They're
Right.
just
So it's
preloading
like-
everything. Just preload.
Yeah. Which, again, I'm totally fine with that. I'm fine with all the SF cap stuff being already in the game. But at the same time, why do we not have Base Plus? Which, I guess, sure, like the collections thing, right?
Yep.
Which, I think, yeah, I guess we don't have protocol assimilation yet, which is a thing, like it's its own facility and everything.
Yep.
And it has the AR team in there.
That's the
So
problem.
I guess, sure, that makes sense to leave out, right?
That's the problem because SF capture is in there. That's why they can't release it.
What's with the bond
No.
system? Like the new thing in data room? Why is that not there?
Yeah,
Translation delays, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Also,
And I guess then
you
the
know what
same
is-
goes for the enemy or the lore index and the guidebook.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I need-
Oh man, that shit peeves me so much because we get this honestly gigantic, like big, really big client update, and we get none of the good shit. We only get like the small
Yeah.
QOL improvements.
I need to tell you, the Division
Which I
collab,
will-
I mean, we also
the
get
Division collab's length is 208 pages.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
isn't. I think last time I checked on the what was it?
The document.
Story, the Google Drive. There's a Google Drive where you have all the story elements as documents. And I think DR is also like 300 pages or
No,
so.
I think DR was shorter. The Division is a little bit longer.
Gee.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on like how the page line breaks
page
are
layout
being
and
done.
everything.
So yeah.
So here's the thing, right? This is very
Like how-
long.
Like
Give Mika a break, man. Their translation team is
Oh.
doing their translation team are
Yeah.
doing their best. Okay.
I'm not shitting on him really for it, but it's like it's just the why.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's why.
They can't.
Why give us why give us the client update, which is broken in itself already? And then proceed to not, like only give us 20% of the new features.
Like I always meme.
You know
Like I
what,
always meme, right? Because GFL EN only has 0.5 programmers, so don't stress him.
Okay. Well,
I mean, this is another thing, which was like the pivot on like how much like how EN is being treated compared to JP was insane. Like how hard they pivoted on that.
Yeah, they got a super client for their
Like from
205.
like EN used to be the spoiled out of the ass one, right? The rate up we got on P90's batch was literally one of a kind.
Disagree. Foreign also had that.
Was it not? Did foreign servers also get that?
They had that for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. That I didn't know. Because like it was like the rate up mechanic was like different for P90's batch, and not a single one afterwards
Yeah.
or before.
Yeah, Foreign
on
had
EN.
that
So
for once
the
or twice.
sheer amount of P90s that dropped on EN was staggering.
yeah.
I got mine first try as well.
I didn't.
Same.
I core masked mine from Isomer and got her the next prod,
Amazing.
as per usual.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, and then afterwards, EN just kind of fell into the shadow of GP, and the amount of announcements JP got for their anniversary, Jesus Christ!
JP's their golden child now.
Even JP players were overwhelmed with the amount of shit they were getting.
Oh, what else is new?
Yeah.
Like Jesus. I mean, I get
Yeah,
it.
JP
Sunborn
has-
Japan, they're their own thing, right?
Yep.
They're another publisher. They're basically a separate company.
Yeah,
They are a separate company.
They're their own entity, yeah.
So they like they can do whatever the fuck they want basically because they're directly they have the IP rights, they have the game, pretty much direct access from Mika. They can do whatever the fuck they want, right? In terms of how they treat the game, how they release shit, all that.
Here's the thing I want to comment about JP though. So, initially they had the Super Client 205. It was amazing. Everybody
Yeah.
Everybody
They had, like
was
an updated
saying,
version of the 205, right?
yep. They have the Super 205. Now they're on 206. It's as shitty as EN.
Yeah.
Oh, rip.
At least it's not as bad as KR.
Ah yes, KR. Oh god.
Which is why I'm interested in seeing how Reverse Collapse turns out. Because that's also
Yeah.
handled by XDG.
Oh.
It might be better actually, because in this case they're probably starting from scratch.
Just the thing about the Korean and Taiwanese clients, right? They are both handled by XDG one way or another.
Oh, Taiwan as well.
No, Taiwan is under Longchen, which is a subsidiary. I can't pronounce.
Interesting. Okay.
I can't pronounce it. I think you need to
Subsidiary.
subsidiary of XDG. So, yeah, both clients are shitty because they took out the they took out the x86 binaries, so the emulators won't run as well.
Oh. And then there's another thing, the fact that the entire game is optimized for KitKat.
What?
Yeah, it's all optimized for Android 4 because that's the gold standard for emulation.
Huh. That's interesting.
Like, that's the thing. Mika, they develop for emulators, not for phone, basically. Like they probably tested on phones and shit, but Android versions at least, they're developed for Android 4 primarily because that's the gold standard from emulation, and they primarily use Mew for development.
Yeah, we've seen the developers use Momo in the developer streams. So
Yeah, exactly. Which I'm not the biggest fan of Mew personally. I usually run Nox, but I recently made the switch to Nebula, which is Mew.
the orange Momo.
The orange Mew, yes.
Yep. A lot of us also jumped from blue to orange recently.
Yeah, I have very much noticed the performance improvements, but at the same time,
Yes, a change. Oh, nice.
there's a new one, which only is like through the management thing, assistant thing,
No.
and it's only available for certain games, but you can hijack that.
Yep.
And install your own games on it. Which is nice because the thing is Nebula is like it's specifically optimized for certain games, which are the games that you can load into Nebula through the assistant. But then you can hijack those instances, and specifically with GFL, the games pretty much have the same code base, so the optimizations still apply across servers, from what I gather.
Yep.
So even though you will actually find all 5 servers of GFL in the client, in like the assistant thing, you can only install the Chinese one as Nebula, but you can still hijack that instance and get whichever server you want running on there, and it works perfectly well.
Well, I do want to mention the performance boost that orange Momo gave me over blue Momo.
Yeah. It is insane.
It went from I have a pretty decent rig myself, so it went from 2-second loading time to about 1.1 to 1.5.
Oh, that's really good, yeah. Now also looking into fixing the audio bug that Momo has right now, or it's maybe not a bug, but essentially it's when I open up GFL and then if the background music running, normally I tend to just click into another tab or the home screen of Momo, and it should usually silence it,
and
but it doesn't. So yeah, and it's like it's annoying because a lot of times I just want to have GFL open, but not the music playing, or just the music playing when I'm actually playing the game, and having to constantly
mute it and
readjust the volume, so it gets dumb. So
I mean, like I said, personally I use Nox, and it's still my daily driver because I don't exactly want to overload my Nebula instance with like 5 games. Though usually I just play Arknights and GFL, but whatever. So usually if I'm like doing my Arknights dailies, I'll just have GFL open in the background without Nebula being open. Both Nox and Nebula are set up to run through GFA anyways, so works either way. Which, by the way, Sai, have you set up GFA for yourself, like GFL ARM?
No, I haven't. I'm too lazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
and a lot of times I don't tend to do any things that require me to do any effort.
Well, yeah, but it's mostly just like notice you about logs and everything.
Yeah, the thing is that I tend to actually follow those stuffs pretty regularly because I have a full-on home job at the moment, so
Yeah.
I can have GFL technically running like 24/7.
Yeah.
So there's really no reason for me to use it. And even then, I tend to do logistics in a way that I can check them every 5 or 6 hours or so.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess it's just a bit of an optimization like tool, I guess. Time optimization tool.
Yeah.
Which not everyone's gonna need.
Like
even myself, I have it set up, but I mostly just use it because I kind of have to catch up on resources after,
same.
especially with Theta using my account as well for his streams. I went down on me having to bomb my way through SC. I went down to like my rations have never been in worse shape ever. But yeah.
Actually, so my current state of the game or how I'm playing it is basically just finishing the story stuff and that's it.
Yeah,
That's why I'm like not all too interested in
I'm actually
being always.
I'm actually
active.
not done with Knights yet. I'm still on Chapter 8 Knight. Haven't done anything since.
I haven't done Chapter 9 Night yet because
I also think I haven't done 11 Emergency yet.
fuck that one Manticore.
But
One
anyways,
Manticore and 9 is shit.
so yeah, anything you still want to say?
Bye.
Say that again. Sorry.
Anything you still want to say? Anything you want to touch on?
Nothing.
In regards to ranking.
Nothing
stuff,
really
yeah.
on my mind right now. What do you guys want to know about ranking? I think initially we wanted to touch upon it, but I think we got sidetracked.
Yeah, we kind of get sidetracked a lot. That's how these podcasts work.
Yeah.
We put ourselves a topic and we just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
And if we drift off that, fuck it. It's still 2 hours of talking.
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way. We're called reloading, not targeting. At least we're good at doing stuff
exactly.
again and again, I guess.
It's the incoherent ramble that people should come here for, right?
Well.
I think after 5 hours of us babbling, that should be clear by now.
What?
Yeah.
Like in total, the previous episodes, not this one.
Oh, I see.
Just imagine we're already at 2 hours.
We're
now,
already
so that's
we're
good.
already over 2 hours here. So I'd say if you've got nothing else to say, that has been it for reloading this 2 weeks. Again, join us in another 2 weeks when we are going to revisit Girl of the Bakehouse. This time with everyone involved, including you in the audience having read it. Again, link to
Including me also having read it.
including Sai.
Yeah.
But yeah, you right there listening to this, you can find a link to the game fully translated into English in the description, so you too can be caught up to what we're going to be talking about. Because again, this I think this is a big thing. Because again, it's where Mika started, and I think that's important to preserve. And it's important to talk about, even in the GFL community, because without Girl of the Bakehouse, GFL wouldn't be a thing. Anyways, yeah, that's been it for this episode of Reloading. Have a good one.
I can start recording now, I assume.